guys, welcome to another episode of Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. I'm Justine Marino.
Hi, I'm Daniel Webb.
Daniel's here, Blair is here, and we've got episode 20. 3 episodes left this season.
I'm sad.
This one is called Spring Training,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a sporty one.
Yeah, it totally lost my interest.
I thought it would.
From the beginning.
I knew it would. Although, I think Dylan looks so hot in his outfit.
Oh, hardcore.
Yeah, Dylan
yes.
looks fucking hot.
Yeah, he has like that, honestly, skater body.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Dylan, he's like, I love a skinny white guy. What can I say?
Well, for such a bad boy, he has major prep vibes.
Yes.
Like his hair, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So I felt like this was a little more like alternatine.
Yeah.
Or more like, I don't know. Yeah, he looked good.
He looked good. Okay, so we open, Brenda is jogging, right? And
Yeah,
a
she's
dog
running.
is following her home, which this dog looks so much like my childhood dog,
Nuh-uh.
Boo Boo. I swear to God, I sent, on the left is Boo Boo, on the right
No.
is Wally, the dog that Brenda finds. And Boo Boo has her mouth closed, but I swear she looked mouth open just like that dog.
Oh,
Wally.
I see it.
Right? Like a gray, puffy
Oh, I see it.
fluff ball.
It's sort of like, again, like the Prince Eric's dog from The Little Mermaid. Do you remember? He
Yes.
has one of these big floppy,
Yes,
big
totally.
dogs. Yeah. What kind
Totally.
of dog is?
Ours was a Tibetan Terrier.
Mhm.
Hers looks bigger than ours did. Ours was like a medium-sized dog. That's a large dog, but still pretty crazy, right?
So was this a similarity between, yet another similarity between you and Brenda that you noticed in real time, or not until you were rewatching?
Not until way later rewatching. I was like, this is creepy at this point. Like Aunt Sheila, this.
The
bangs.
I know. I'm so glad you're an only child, because I'm worried if you did have a brother, you'd want to fuck him too. And then the
Yeah,
brother,
I know.
you know what I mean?
And
Like,
then
what
it'd
are we
be
doing?
like, yeah, exactly.
Incestuous Brenda.
Incestuous. Well, I'm very vain, so I probably would want to fuck my brother.
Also, I feel like every time there's a guest star dog, it's this dog.
Oh, totally. This is the guest star dog of the 90s.
On Roseanne, there's a guest star dog. I swear it's this one.
Yeah.
Like, there's never this breed.
This breed.
They never get like a lassie or a retriever.
No, they get like a mutt.
So Brenda's jogging and this dog is following her, and the way she talks to it, I don't know if Brenda's ever met a dog before.
Yeah, well, it's clear later she's not been great with dogs, right? So Brenda's like, go away. At first she tries to get the dog to leave, right?
Yeah, but even just the way she engages the animal, I'm like, have you ever spoken to a canine?
Yeah.
It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you following
She's
me?
like, why are you here?
Mhm.
And then she brings the dog home.
Yes.
Wait, does she bring it
No,
home?
it follows her.
Follows her home,
Yeah.
excuse me. And she finds it
Mhm.
around the side of the house.
Yes.
And it's eating. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to give you some bologna, but then you have to go away. It's like, well, if you give it bologna, it's definitely not going to fucking go away.
Here's the thing. She's clearly never, because the first thing she says, if I give you bologna, will you promise to go away? I'm like, she doesn't know how strays work.
Yeah, no.
Right, clearly. And then the other thing is like, once you establish a food relationship with an animal, that animal belongs to you.
Yeah, totally.
Did you not notice any similarities between like this and the dog and like O.J. Simpson? Because they were like Kato Kalin, right? He was in the guest house and he heard the noises behind the guest house, and that's where they found the glove. And then the dog was the one barking.
Was
yes,
the glove. Yes, the dog is the glove.
that
in
was
this
just me.
episode.
Also, I thought Kato was a much better dog name than Wally.
Yeah, Brenda calls the dog Wally.
Yeah, which he does look like a Wally.
Kind of does look like a Wally.
Or a Jim Henson character.
Totally,
Right?
very Jim
He's
Henson
a
vibes.
Muppet dog.
Yes, he is a Muppet dog.
You ever taken a stray?
Actually, I did during the pandemic. Blair and I were walking, and there was this. I've always wanted. I was like, if I get another dog, I want it to be an apricot toy poodle. Like, and we're walking during the pandemic, and we see a beautiful apricot toy poodle running by itself.
Yep.
And I grab him, and it's a puppy. I can feel because it's so frail. And I'm like, oh my God. And I look around and I call my vet to be like, I just found this dog. And these people come around the corner. It doesn't have a collar. These people come around the corner. They're like, hey, that's our dog. And
Don't
I go,
even get me started.
I go, your dog was running around without a collar. It could have been hit by a car.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
I go, you might want to get your dog a collar. And they go, well, we just got him.
Yeah,
We're on our way to the collar store. Yeah, exactly.
Leashless on our way to the store?
Leashless.
Fuck you.
No collar, no tag.
So when I see people walk their dogs leashless, and I've seen it, and it's that when I go up to the dog and someone goes, that's my dog, from like I can't see the owner.
Yeah.
And they're yelling at me that that's your dog. I'm like, like it makes me crazy.
Have your dog on a leash. Like you just never know if a noise happened, it could run off.
So it's like I understand that you have this special whisperer relationship with your dog that you like, you know what I mean? When people think I can control it without a leash, but other people, it makes me. All you need to do is watch an episode of Judge Judy that has anything to do with a leashless dog, and you watch Judge Judy scream at the defendant, and go, "Your dog wasn't on a leash." And,
I mean, pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Also, I'm such a helicopter mom. I'm like, even in the apartment, I'm like, "Where's Blair?" You know, like I just.
If you don't put your dog on a leash, it's going to wander into the Walsh home.
Exactly. And be given baloney so it'll never want to come back to you.
Neglect. Also, did you see the raw meat the dog was eating out of the trash?
Yes.
Anyway, I was like, that's perfect for a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Brenda knows nothing.
Yeah, Brenda doesn't get it. Okay, so then Steve and Brandon are helping Jim coach a little league team. Steve's baseball fits. Can we just talk? Look at this crop top and capris. He's wearing like a yoga outfit for Karens. You know, it's the Karen yoga uniform.
And it's every game or whatever practice until the final game.
Yeah.
He always turns a look. There's another like halter toppy look.
He's wearing haltered crop tops, and that one's yellow.
Yes, I like the
Yes. Oh, it's so good. And he has a cool bomber. I'm like, I would wear Steve's baseball fits.
And
all of them.
And okay, so Steve has the thing. When I was a younger kid, I wanted like an older brother. Steve has that vibe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's so like gross. I had to play baseball just like this on the weekends. Kids from schools they didn't know.
Right.
Like teenage coaches who
Yes.
could see my fucking fairy ass a mile away,
Yeah.
right? And me trying to jock it up for all this. Like this episode needs a trigger warning more than the gun episode. Honestly, the sports one drive me crazy. And Steve and Brandon are kind of my least favorite characters.
Yeah.
And Jim.
I know. Well, Jim is, you know, Steve's like, is your dad good at baseball? And then we cut to a shot of Jim trying to throw the ball and hit it, and then he throws out his back.
Yes.
So he's not going to be able to help. Brandon's going to
You're
have to
out.
take over. Exactly. And then we go back to the house. Jim is incapacitated on the bed.
Yeah. I honestly, I like sick Jim.
Yeah.
All the acting choices that James Eckhouse made as an injured father, I was really behind the character.
I was believing it. As someone who's had back issues, I was really believing it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you related to this.
I related to it.
I thought that he was a very believable upset person.
Injured person.
Injured person, excuse me. But yeah, the other thing is, this is when I was saying like Carol Potter becomes way more Midwestern.
Yes.
And her
Caretaker.
coddling, caretaker, all that.
Caretaker Potter.
But the minute I saw that this was like a Jim heavy, Steve heavy episode, I was kind of out.
Yeah. But we're going to get through it. But yeah,
I
didn't love it. Isn't he a doctor? When did he have time to go? No, he's an accountant.
Yeah.
Yes, he's an accountant.
But equal question. He's an accountant who is out of town and gone a lot. So yeah, its question still remains. When did Jim ever find time to coach Little League?
I agree. And also, was it the last episode or this one where, I think it was the last one where Cindy was doing their taxes and Jim is not doing the taxes?
No, she goes, remember, you get to solve all the tax problems of corporate America and I get the shoebox from hell.
Yeah, exactly.
That was her line.
So I don't know what Jim, but meanwhile, he can do Little League.
Listen, so far Jim is the only one with a consistent story, right? Cindy's the one who's dancing off to have an affair with the photographer, right? And fucking Brandon is like excusing every other responsibility just so he can like commit to his stories for the Blaze.
Oh, absolutely. Spring is the busy season for accountants and baseball season. You're
so.
right. You're right. We should cut him a break, Aaron. You're right.
Well, now he has a back injury, so when is Jim going to get any of this shit done?
Jim is fucked for this episode,
I'm
you
worried
guys.
about Jim.
I know.
y'all.
I'm very worried about Jim. He cannot help. Brandon and Steve have taken over, and Steve is hardcore. Steve is yelling at kids for picking their noses.
Well, so there's another dad involved,
There's a rich dad who is
Yes.
friends with Jim.
but not like a secondary coach.
No,
Right.
but he provides all the best equipment for the team. He's like, and this is the rich team. Okay, this is the West Beverly Hills team.
Which for some reason they're playing the YMCA kids? Like, why?
Well, I think Nat was like, oh, we should do a practice game for fun. Because Nat's team is all about fun.
Yeah.
And having a good time.
Which, I don't know if anyone has ever played sports, but they're not fun.
They're not.
Yeah, I don't understand this. Like, it's just for fun. I'm like, show me where the fun starts.
No, you're supposed to win.
I've played badminton, and the only reason I like playing that is because I win. That's what's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like winning.
Yeah, when I lose, I'm not having fun.
Really in a bad mood when I lose. Oh, on Funny Dance Show, I was psychotic when I lost. And that was like for charity.
For funny dancing.
And for fun. That was literally, there was fun in the title. So Brandon tries to recruit Dylan, though, to help him with the Little League. And Brenda's like, Dylan, you love baseball. And Dylan's like, I do, but I don't want to be around any of those snooty parents. I don't want to help anyone. You know, even though Dylan is more loaded than anyone on the show, he hates the rich people.
The least attractive character trait is when you are so rich you think you're an underdog.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, but I did like his kind of like mutiny with the rich people. I'll go play with the like Parks kids.
I liked that as well.
Yeah, I was into his subversion.
Yeah, I agree. So Brenda, meanwhile, is taking care of this dog. She asked Jim, can we keep him? And Jim is like, Brenda, we're going to end up doing everything. You're going to just bring this dog in and then leave and not take care of him. And then, you know, there was this dog and that dog.
Do you remember the names?
I only remember Mr. Pepper.
And there was Ruby.
There's
Bruno.
and
Mr. Pepper.
Mr. Pepper or Peppers? Mr. Pepper.
So I remember thinking it was like Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
So Mr. Pepper, apparently Brenda was not great with Ruby or Bruno, but Mr. Pepper in particular
was the one.
Brenda left outside during winter in Minneapolis and it froze to death, which they just glossed over. like I'm sorry, she killed a dog. So this is where I really am not like Brenda at all. I just want to make, this is the first time that I've been like, I relate to this part of Brenda, not 1 ounce.
You have to pull those bangs back for a minute.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Brenda committed a crime. She committed a crime and she left an animal outside. You can be prosecuted for that in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't understand why she wasn't reprimanded for that, or that the parents didn't intervene faster, because she has actually killed an animal.
Well, also she's like, I was 9, which is a decent defense. You know, obviously don't leave your dog back there, but why were Jim and Cindy letting the 9-year-old, Sarah McLachlan,
is coming for her. This was before, but honestly, this is before Sarah McLachlan was even like an animal
in
savior.
The arms of an angel.
She wasn't. Oh my God. If you ever went, did you ever go? I went to so many teenage funerals in the 90s. Have we talked about this before?
Yeah, you've been to a lot.
I
didn't go to a lot.
And it was either a Sarah McLachlan song or that Green Day song.
And I hope you had the that was my 8th grade graduation song.
Equally, it was a graduation song of mine, but also my friend Michael's fucking funeral. They played both of those.
Oh, wow.
I know, but the insult of playing In the Arms of an Angel at a funeral is it turns the funeral into a sad dog commercial.
It does, because that's where we, especially now, that's where our minds go.
Yes, your context for it was that.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think that Brenda has shown any responsibility in the 20 episodes leading up to this that would let us think that she is a good dog owner.
Yeah. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Boys to Men. Oh, One Sweet Day. Mariah Carey and Boys to Men had a lot of.
I tell you, 90s were really, so they're from funeral bops.
Yeah,
they were
lots
really
of funeral bops.
Pushing those out.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so hard to say goodbye, but Boys to Men is a good one.
Well, also this episode, I don't think I said at the beginning, it's episode 20, as you said, and it's called Spring Training, which is another double entendre because it's the sports, but also Brenda's kind of training Wally, right?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So I like when they do that.
Yeah, they're cute.
They're cute when they address both stories.
But how sad is it that the dog story was way more thrilling or riveting?
I enjoyed the dog story so much more. Although they keep talking about how dumb the dog is, like
they really do dumb dog this one.
They are really mean. I mean, they're treating the dog like Donna.
I was gonna say they should have just named the dog Donna and then like left the joke there.
But Brenda's like, I'll find a home for it, and Jim's like, good, find a home. Brenda, spoiler alert, does not find a home.
She backs out on her word.
She backs out and keeps it in the garage.
What's the thing? Well, that's when the mom takes charge. She's like, Brandon, you will do this and hang a sign and everything. And Brenda, you will make sure as soon as this dog is a nuisance that we will get rid of it. Right? Yeah. She has like a meltdown.
Yeah, she does have a little meltdown. Well, she's taking care of everyone. She's got Jim, fucking the kids.
I know.
You know?
I like seeing Carol take charge, though.
So let's go over the baseball stuff, though, because it gets a little confusing. There's a kid named...
There's first base, second base, third base.
Yeah. I'm
and
Can
then
you
there's
explain
home.
baseball?
Yeah, and there's 2 teams.
Well, there's a kid named Davey who's a really good pitcher, and his dad is the rich one, right? And his dad, I think, puts a lot of pressure on him to be good.
Yes.
But Brandon is not a pressure cooker on him. He's like, hey, let's rest your arm. Because pitchers are known. A lot of pitchers get surgery because they fuck up their arms so bad.
A lot of elementary school pitchers
They get
need
Tommy
to rest
John
their
surgery.
need to rest their arms for future surgery.
Exactly. But Brandon's being a little easier on him than his dad, who seems like a George Azarian, putting a lot of pressure on.
Listen, as someone who's been in charge of people, that whole lead by example thing, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You have to have a strong James Eckhouse
Yes, you do.
stern authority.
You need that like mahogany voice.
Yeah, because kids will walk all over you.
Yeah, then they do.
Which
They do not respect Brandon.
And one thing that James Eckhouse Jim Walsh says is that what's the first thing the kids are going to do is test your limits, test your boundaries, right? But these kids are walking all over Brandon.
Well, because then there's this other kid. Is his name Noah?
The one who mugs.
And he's a fucking dick.
Oh, I hate this kid.
He's such a dick. So there are those 2 kids.
One of them was he was a kid actor, not the mugger, but the other one.
Oh, Davey?
Yeah, he popped up on like every sitcom you've ever seen.
Oh,
he's
great.
on Roseanne, I think he's on Home Improvement, but
Okay.
he was like one of those faces.
He was that.
you saw. Like the little brother on Sister.
Got it.
Before he landed that role,
Yes.
that kid was on every
He
show,
was.
right? So there's like a few kids. Anyway, he was one of them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he was one of them. And so there are these 2 kids, and we're kind of getting the dynamics. And then the one kid who picks his nose and eats his boogers. That
Yeah,
Steve
booger eater.
Steve literally calls him a booger eater. He also calls one of the kids a squeef again.
Oh, he does.
Did you heard squeef in another one? Didn't
Yeah, he does when he like
He picks up on the kids. He's like, "Come on, you squeef."
Squeef, yeah.
And I was like, "Ugh."
Is that okay?
I don't know.
It's
It
a great word, though.
Made me feel weird.
One time, my mom went through all my stuff, which was shocking. And one of the things she was like, I got in trouble. I was like in junior high, right? It was one of the first. She thought her son was doing drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
She found a note that my friend had written to me, and it was a joke note. My friend was like, "Dear Daniel, I hate you. You are a," and then wrote like every possible bad word imaginable, right? And that was the joke.
Yeah.
One of the bad words that she called me was douchebag. One of the bad words that she called me was queef. And so there's my mom going down the thing. She was reading it. I mean, do you even know what a douchebag is? I'm like, and I didn't, but I said yes. And then she keeps reading. Do you know what queef is? I'm like, oh my God, my mom is asking me if I know what queef is.
Oh my God.
And I lied and said yes.
Yeah.
I do now.
Yeah,
no,
you do.
But at the time, but anyway, anytime I hear that word, I'm immediately back in my room, and my mom has just violated all of my privacy.
I've never heard that it's squeef before.
Queef never.
Except in this show.
I think it's how they got. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like.
So bizarre to me.
Is that how they got around the censors?
I think so.
Squeef. Never heard it.
So basically, Brandon runs into Nat and is like, hey, I'm coaching this little league team. And he's like, oh, I have a team as well. That's great. I would love for them to do a practice game. And Brandon was like, great. And then at one point he says something about your friend Steve, which I'm like, Steve called you ugly a few episodes ago.
Yeah, he knows
You
Steve.
know Steve.
Yes.
Again, it's like the little inconsistencies is so interesting to me.
Well, and I don't know if they knew where they were going to put Nat. Also, Steve's mom is famous, so it's not like people don't know who Steve Sanders is.
Yes.
Yeah, people know.
They know Samantha Sanders.
So, did you catch the name of Steve's team?
Steve's team is the Dukes.
And then what is
Here's Steve and Brandon in their outfits. Look, yellow and black is interesting to me, but yeah, they're the Dukes.
Yeah,
and
then,
Nat's team is the Pits.
Right. So did you ever think that was like Dukes as in Malibu and Pits as in Peach Pit?
I mean, look at Dylan. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Dylan looks so fine in his baseball outfit. I am so obsessed with this look for him.
And put it back to if you please, to the Brandon and Steve picture and how not.
Yeah.
Brandon looks nice because he's a prep, right? He's preppy, so it all
works
ties
for Brandon,
together.
but it's not giving me the same as Dylan is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, especially because Dylan's a nice guy, you know?
And he's helping the kids. Yeah, helping the youth.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I was really taken by his and the jeans.
Yeah,
and
it's really cute.
All of it. Yeah, Steve needs to just stick to his halter tops and biker shorts.
I love his crop tops and his capris.
Oh yeah, sorry, crop top.
Crop top. Come on.
Excuse me.
But they are halter. It's a halter crop top.
It's
There's
a crop,
lot going
and
on.
he is a top. Yeah, this was probably the sexiest I found Steve all season.
I thought Steve was hot in this, but also the summer episodes. Get ready, a lot of Steve body.
What's the club that they?
The Beverly Hills Beach
Beach Club, is that it? Okay,
yeah. Which everyone knows the beaches near Beverly
Hills.
They're known for being on the water. Okay, so then Brandon, I forget what Brandon is. They have the practice game, and Brandon.
The kids are harassing
Manny.
Yes.
There's one kid who's small and not very good, and the kids on the fucking Noah kid, especially,
the
is
rich kid
being such a dick to this kid Manny, and
shit.
Brandon doesn't like it, and Brandon checks him, and he's like, "What are you gonna do to me?" He's such a brat.
Yeah, he is. I'm trying to think of what he calls him. He's like, "You're sucking wind out there," or something. He says something not offensive, but Brandon's like, "Enough of that."
Yeah, exactly. But then Brandon storms off, right?
Oh, drama.
It's very. It's not. He's not showing great sportsmanship, if I'm being honest.
Well, Steve kind of doesn't back him up. But so
yeah, Steve's he's like, dude, he's being a dick to these kids, and Steve's like, yeah, but don't embarrass him.
Yeah, but the dad got the uniforms.
Exactly, because the dad is rich, so Steve wants to, suck
again. Steve is MAGA.
Yeah.
But okay, so the one thing I don't get is again, he's exhibiting poor sportsmanship. Number one.
Yeah, he storms off the field
field.
Dave Roberts after a bad call. Yeah, I know Dodgers references. Okay.
So this is my problem. Is anytime I'm with my cousins or my nieces or whatever, and you have to entertain kids, you're playing games with kids.
Yeah.
The minute they start their bullshit, I'm a Brandon. I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to exhibit patience or good parenting skills, or what is it where you I don't know, maybe Aaron's a dad. When you have to come down to the kid's level, there's a term for it, you know what I mean? And you relate to them.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
You're
I'm
not
done.
trying.
No,
Yeah.
I'm now an adult and I'm removing my privilege of fun.
Exactly.
I'm going to go do drugs in the other room.
Well, and that's what Brandon does. And Brandon leaves, and then he ends up helping Nat with his team later, because apparently Brandon stormed off. They finished the game, and it got even worse with the bullying for Manny.
Yeah.
Manny has been in and out of foster homes.
Mm-hmm.
He's small. He's bullied a lot.
Well, and if there's one thing that will teach the kids a lesson, it's if Brandon quits the team and joins the other one to exercise his own personal revenge.
Exactly. I love that Brandon's getting revenge on children.
Yeah, that's how I saw all of this. He's like,
Yes.
oh, yeah. And then to teach his whole team a lesson, he joins another team.
Yes, he does. So he's secretly helping Nat coach the other team, which the team that doesn't have the resources.
It's the poor kids.
It is the poor kids. They don't have uniforms. They're just playing in their outfit, regular clothes.
Frankly, I don't think Nat should be their coach.
Well, Nat's not he's not a very good coach. He's just we're just here for fun.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's you want to have a little bit of, driving force for them to do their best.
Because guess what? They keep having to have these practice games. I'm like, maybe if they were playing the game instead of just trying to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I've been having fun my whole life, and just look at me.
Well, I am pretty competitive, and so that would not have, that would not have
gone
flown
over.
for me.
Oh my gosh, I'm the Pitts and you're Dukes.
Oh no.
Fuck.
I'm not mean though. I'm like Davey on Dukes,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a dick, but also, I do say that when
Don't be a dick, be a Dave.
I'm a Dave. But okay, so Brandon helps that team. They do another practice game, right? And
yes.
And in the interim during this, Wally has run away.
Yeah, Wally's gone.
Wally's gone. Okay.
But wait, he breaks out of the garage, and it's when Carol Potter, Cindy Walsh, has taken a liking to him.
Yes.
And she's cooking him up something.
Yes.
Sounds like
eat.
Yeah, like heart failure or whatever she's feeding him.
Yeah. Well, Brenda is like, hey, I'm trying to get him something. I don't want to take him to the pound because he'll be killed. And then we get some statistics about how many dogs are killed a year.
Just that scene, I swear, fucking Shenandoah, she's like, Mom, they'll kill him, and that's one of the 189,000 animals that are destroyed. She reads the facts.
75% of animals who go to the pound are destroyed, and I was like, wow, I
surely got that.
Live for when they put statistics. They try to make it sound organic in a scene.
And I don't, and I know I'm jumping the shark a little bit, but I don't believe when Scott meets his maker that they roll out a bunch of gun stats, do they?
I don't remember, actually.
I'll have to look. There's no Scott in this episode.
Oh yeah, no Scott. Is there David?
Yes.
What does David do?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember now.
And so I honestly, when I noticed, I was like, there's no Scott, but there's a Wally. Is this his replacement?
Yeah, he's the incarnation of Scott.
They're like,
actually.
what if we tried a dog instead of Scott? Like, this is when they start fucking with the lineup.
Okay, so now I remember David comes over because Brenda's trying to find, before Wally runs away, he's trying to find him a home.
Yes.
And David's like, okay, maybe I'll take him. I don't know. And Shannon is really trying, Brenda's really trying to push it on him.
Yeah, she's not being a responsible foster.
Right. And then what does David say that she's like, never mind?
She's like, he says she gets him down to one night. Just
Yeah.
take him one night and see if you like
Yeah.
it. David, who has a new haircut, says, yeah, okay, do you think you could get me a date with Kelly?
Oh, yes, I forgot. And she's like, never mind, Wally. We'll find you another home.
Right. So I appreciate her sticking up for her friend.
Also, you've already been on a date with Kelly. She doesn't like you, dude.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Men,
They don't get it.
they don't get it. Men are...
They're so dumb. They think it's like, they'll be like, oh, she's playing hard to get. No, she doesn't like you. Everyone needs to read. He's just not that into you.
But
Everyone.
men are stupid,
Yeah.
and men, I can't explain it, but they will hang around.
Yes.
Like, I've known women that are married.
Yes.
And the guy knows the husband, and
Yes.
they're friends, and they hang out, and they're still like, man, if she was ever saying, they just hang
Yes,
around.
they're
Men,
waiting.
They're disgusting, right?
And guys who are friends, of women.
Yes.
It's like
They're still thinking.
they're hoping something will happen.
Yes, there is a Lifetime movie unraveling in their
Yes.
head where one day she will wake up and see you. Anyway, that is David Silver to a T.
For
He
sure.
thinks, maybe today I'll ask if Kelly Taylor likes me.
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
And the answer is she still does not like you.
Yeah, it's like people who buy lotto tickets, no diss. I understand it. We all need hope. We're all
Yeah.
broke. But
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing thinking that Kelly Taylor's going to like finally give it up.
Exactly.
And instead what happens? Your parents get married.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what fucking happens.
You share a sibling.
You push the universe against everything that it's showing you.
Oh,
Yeah.
the universe gives it to you. Love
Actually syndrome.
Yes.
See?
Which I love it took 20 years for us to all realize how creepy that scene was. That in Love Actually, you've seen Love
No, I
Actually?
haven't seen it.
There's a scene where Keira Knightley, the first opening scene of the movie, Keira Knightley is marrying this guy, and their friend, they have a guy friend who's best friends with her groom, who's very weird around her, and you think he doesn't like her, and he's not very nice to her. And then he shows up at her fucking doorstep on like Christmas Eve with cards that are
yeah.
like, I'm in love with you, basically, while the husband's inside.
Is there?
And when it first came out, everyone was like, oh my God, this movie's so romantic. No,
No.
that's a shitty friend
Thank
and a
you.
shitty human being. What's she supposed to say to that?
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to keep your secret now? Fuck you.
But that's honestly the same thing when like when Brenda gets mad about or Brenda forgives Kelly
Yeah.
for the flirting thing. I'm like, no, that's not because we know what's gonna happen. I'm like, that's how fucking men work.
Yes.
He's like letting that sizzle for a second just to keep it, just in case.
Keeping it warm.
Yeah.
He's simmering it.
And I don't know if that's like a caveman DNA wiring with
I
men.
think it is.
Where
I think it is.
they're like, I have to procreate for survival. And
Woman,
so-
I take back to cave.
that part,
Yeah.
And I do and I hate to admit this, as a man, sorry, I just hate admitting that I am a man.
Yeah.
You do notice that like the circuitry
Yeah.
that way. You're like, oh fuck, I'm glitching as a guy.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
have those like momentary
Totally.
caveman things.
Oh, it should be noted, though, that Wally did chew one of Jim's shoes, which I think Jim actually owes Wally a thank you because they were very hideous shoes.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, she does, but that's when Brenda sticks up for her friend.
Yes.
And the dog is off the table.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Poor David Silver, he just doesn't get it.
He doesn't. He's really delusional.
Well, and he's like up to be used by these people left and right. He just got them into their spring break party house.
Exactly.
And they still are like using him for like the throwaways.
It's so, I mean, the abuse, but it's like when you're that age, you kind of go through that until you realize like, oh, I have self-esteem. I deserve better friends.
Oh, getting like walked over.
Yeah, getting
like,
walked all
on
over.
and that
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah. Well, I think they bring him into the circle once he's a victim of gun violence. So at least if there's one thing to learn from gun violence, it can make you popular.
Well, also, I think David gets close with the squad, the Steve Kelly, the crew.
Yeah.
And Scott goes away to like Dallas or Ohio, or he comes back in as like a cowboy.
Yeah, he does come back cowboy.
Comes back as like with like a Western vibe.
So honestly, what if now I'm starting to think that maybe Wally is played by Scott in a dog costume. Did you ever think that?
Maybe. I mean, the hair is certainly as dramatic. Okay,
Just
so
Wally in a Lakers hat.
but it's back here. So Wally has run away at this point, though. But David doesn't take him. Wally runs away. Brenda's sad. Even Jim misses Wally.
Yeah, he was just getting to like him.
He was just starting to like him. He chewed up an ugly pair of shoes, which I'm sure he's thankful for. Then we get to the practice game, right? And it's the Pitts versus the Dukes. And Brandon is going to go play on the Duke side, but he still has, a sensitive feeling. He's still kind of rooting for the Pitts, right?
And his dad doesn't know that there's been mutiny,
well,
right?
I don't know, because he's like, are you going to come with... Yeah, I don't think his dad knows.
Because he's like, are you going to ride with Steve?
Yeah,
Or are you
ride
gonna
with Steve.
me, not with Nat.
And then he's like, I was going to ride with Dylan.
Yeah.
And then his dad looks sad. Then he's like, but I'll go with you, Dad.
See, I thought that was like a father-son, like, oh, my son still wants to be with me moment.
Totally.
Not like so like Brandon and his...
So no one knows except Dylan and Nat that
Yeah.
Brandon was helping the other team.
Yeah.
Correct. I got a little, I was, spoiler alert,
Sabotage.
I was stoned.
Oh, no.
I was a little confused.
Listen, this episode needed drugs. Are you kidding me?
I was like, I can't.
I don't even drink that much, but it was one of those where I was like, I should have a beer.
Yeah.
I did not, but
Yeah.
it was like, it needs some enhancement.
It does need something.
All I had was acid, so I just went with that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then Steve and Brandon are coaching. Brandon gives them a pep talk. He's like, hey, let's be champs, not be chumps. Like,
Yeah.
there's it's kind of a long, boring game. Oh yeah, here they all are. Look at how they're
Look at
all
Jim
standing.
and his
Why are they
dudes.
standing in like a Superwoman pose?
It's it is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, right? It's like...
Okay, how long was this entire, like, there's so many different scenes of the game. It's
Exactly.
like 15 minutes.
It really is a long scene. So, but basically, the long and the short of it is that, well, they also bring in the Valley star,
Yes.
Andrea's ringer from the Valley. Avery
Which-
comes in.
Love a play on words, or
Yes.
play on names.
Exactly.
The unisex name.
Yes,
'cause
Avery.
You never see it coming.
Yep, you don't.
She's almost as tall as Dylan.
She is. She's towering over Dylan almost. She is killer. She hits a home run right away.
Who's the rich kid? He's like, a girl. They
Yeah.
got a girl.
Yeah.
All of his, he acts like me, right? It's all mug. There's
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's Avery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Kudos to that girl for keeping her head cool when acting next to a stud.
The hottest guy of the time.
Number 15.
BDE.
Batter up.
Batter up,
Uh-huh.
bitch. Okay, so she hits a home run. It goes back and forth, and then the Dukes are in the lead, okay?
Yes.
And Noah's being a dick.
lead, isn't it like 2-3?
Yeah, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, that's
So, but then Davey gets up, and he's going to be pitching to Manny, okay? Avery gets on base. And then this is the last big play of the game. And basically Brandon huddles everyone up and is like, hey guys, this kid's gonna not do well. This kid's gonna suck. Let's be nice and not berate him when he fails.
Loses.
Yeah, exactly. And then to everyone's surprise, he hits it and the booger picker doesn't catch it.
Well, he's busy.
He's busy.
He's working.
And they're able to both score and the Pitts win the game.
I don't think I played baseball. I was on a co-ed team. Have I told you this?
No.
It is a bit in my set, but it is 1000% true. And I quit the team because the sun was in my eyes.
Oh.
I literally sat my dad down. I was like, I don't want to play baseball anymore. He's like, why? I was like, the sun is in my eyes.
It makes sense.
Tired. And
I get it.
He just had to like swallow and be like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But the reason I brought that up is because I don't ever remember winning a game once.
Really?
I do not remember that sensation.
Yeah, I played lacrosse, as you know. It was cut short by my
Troubletown.
weed
Right.
addiction. But
Gateway drug.
yeah, exactly. But I do remember I scored a goal and we won that game once. So it's like, but the rest of it was all girls school and very small. So we sucked for most of the season, but I think we won like one game.
I made it to second base one time. Don't ask me how. No, never mind. I had made it to first base.
Okay, still great.
Which was a miracle
Yeah.
in and of itself. Have I told you this?
No.
Co-ed team. This is in Texas in the 90s when there were still just only two genders. So, and I am the girl at bat. She's on my team. She hits the ball. I'm on first base. So I'm running to second. She's running to first. But on my way to second, she passed me and beat me to third.
Oh.
So and that's where the play ended.
Oh.
Was with me on second, and she somehow had gone faster than me. And there was like a minute where they had to stop
and be like,
And one of the parents was like, well, what happens when she gets there first?
Yeah.
Because the girl got to home plate before I did. Which is not a metaphor or an analogy or euphemism, but
she's out.
She's out. Is that true?
She would have been out.
Because she's not playing by the rules, right? She has to let me go.
You can't. You have to. She has to be behind you.
Well, whatever. She didn't wait for my fucking faggot ass to get there. Yeah.
She's like, fuck this guy.
But there was a moment where my frailty as a player was compromising our victory.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I distinctly remember running and seeing her on my left side and being like, what?
Oh my God. No one explained the game to her though.
It was also one of those things where we didn't have a uniform, but she showed up in a baseball uniform.
Like,
yeah.
I'll be my own uniform.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wait, so you guys were like the Pits?
Oh, we were total the Pits.
Yeah.
We were absolutely the Pits with 3 T's.
Oh, wow. A 3T Pit.
Yeah, we were bad.
Okay, so then the game ends, they win, and then Wally comes, and we find out that Wally belongs to the booger picker.
Booger picker, who is not excited to see that, or I don't know.
No, he was just like, oh, that's my dog. He's back.
Rupert. Oh, Rupert. Rupert's back.
Oh, Rupert's back.
Like, how did he get past the table read, that kid?
I don't know. It was so lacking of joy and...
Out of all the kid actors in this show, how did he get that line?
I have no idea.
It was not believable.
It was so bad.
Also, where's Wally been this whole time?
Yeah, and also, why doesn't Wally have a collar?
Yeah.
At no point has Brenda and the Walshes don't get him a collar or a leash. Like, of course he's going to continue to run away.
Also, when she sees the dog, she doesn't move.
Yeah.
She just goes, Wally, and then she stays in her shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then he runs right past because it's Rupert.
Can we talk about but Brenda's look at the baseball game is killer.
Oh, yeah.
She's full. I don't even think she dressed as Brenda Walsh. She's just Shannon
Doherty. Yeah, totally.
That's what I thought. It was Shannon Doherty showing up because she just has to read one line.
Yeah, absolutely. She's like, I just have one line.
Rupert.
What do you rate this one?
Oh, man. Sporting?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 0 mega burgers.
None.
I cannot get behind an athletic plot line.
I'm going to go with 1.5 mega burgers just for Dylan's Pitts uniform.
It should be on the scoreboard, his look.
I'm going to do 2 actually because Wally, because I love a dog.
A dog story? Yeah. Where was Donna?
Was Donna in this?
Maybe the part of Wally was played by Donna.
Wait, was Donna in this at all?
That's a really good question. I don't remember.
I do not remember Donna once.
Because what are they talking about at the beginning? Oh my gosh, no. Is this a no Donna episode?
This is a Donna free
hey,
app.
No Donna, no mega burgers.
Okay.
That's the rule.
I'm going to go back down to 1.5.
Don't make me rewatch this episode just to see if there's a Donna in it.
I think Tori Spelling has been in the most episodes more than anyone else throughout the entire run. And I think she was in all episodes except maybe like 4 or something.
Because there's like some where Dylan's not in a...
Yeah.
I need to look that up.
Yeah, we got to look it up.
No Donna, no mega burger.
Yep, sorry. What did you guys think of this episode? Was it a home run for you? Baseball puns.
Huge strikeout.
Huge strikeout for us. But what did you guys think? But again, I'm back up to 2. Just imagining Dylan in that outfit. We're going 2.
I'll give it 1 for Steve Saunders halter top.
Okay, that's true.
That for that.
Okay, great. All right, you guys, we're getting close. 2 more episodes in season 1. How are you loving it? Are you excited for season 2? Let us know. Should we keep doing this? Let us know. And we'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse. Bye.
Bye.